Hello, good evening, and a very warm welcome to Rangers Radio.
Well, good evening, welcome to Rangers Radio. Join myself, Fox Chair. On the show this evening is our AK and the one and only young Robert. How we doing, boys?
Evening, Oxshire. Evening, Rob, the techie team, and everybody that's listening.
Evening, boys. Hope you're well. Looking forward to the show tonight.
Hope we're well. Come on. AK. Sponsored by
As well as can be.
Oh, dear. You're
Vic
aware?
Reeves.
You're aware, Robert? Yeah.
Late fitness test. He's passed it. He's here.
Just
Just-
because it's a
You're
weekend,
right.
that's how he's passed it.
Oh, no. Christmas is coming.
He'll say, don't make me laugh, it hurts, Robert. He'll be saying that next.
Oh, can't guarantee anything tonight, mate. Can't guarantee anything.
All right. How you keeping, AK?
I'm surviving, pal. I've not had a great week, to be honest with you, but we're still there. There's a lot worse than me out there.
Aye. Don't put me down for a pallbearer, mate. I'll be too upset.
I'll put you down for a steak pie, though.
Oh, aye. I heard there's a free bar as well, mate. So
Aye, well, the old man's loaded.
no, I'm glad to hear you're feeling a bit better, mate. There's a lot to get about. So anybody out there listening is going to Lurgear. Hopefully the flu, if it's not too serious, I hope everything's all right. Just look after yourself. Be sensible. That's all we can say. Be sensible, yeah. And hopefully the Rangers can lift your spirits on Sunday, Robert.
Here's hoping, mate. Here's hoping. Big game, big opportunity yet again. It's kind of similar to Monday night, the status of the game, what's at stake. So, aye, give us a wee lift into Christmas.
Aye. It's one of these games that when it comes about, it's just the result that matters, eh, Kate?
Oh, that's what it's all about, Ox. I've been listening to the show all week, and you're right. It's all about results. It doesn't matter how you play now. All about the results. And Danny Rose came in and he certainly made an impact, didn't he? In his short term, as is across the city, but on the opposite scale. Connect 4 for Christmas.
What did you think of Monday night? What was your take on it, mate?
It was one of the nervy games at Ibrox. I thought for some reason we're not playing particularly great at home in the crowd, but we took advantage of the situation. Good ball in for Sterling, cracking ball in with Sterling and dispatched with Fernandes. We could have made it better, but I thought Hibs actually started the game very well and they looked on the ascendancy, but they were powder puff up front. And I think our team grew confidence out of that, and they didn't offer really very much. And I thought we'd a real foothold in the game. A second or a third would have put our nerves to ease, but listen, we would have taken a Bridgeman before the start of the game. So another 3 points in the bag, and the roll juggernaut carries on.
Yeah, aye. It was a similar game to what's coming at us this week, Robert. We've discussed it, mate. It was all about results. We were fantastic. No, some people get back in the team, mere minutes. Other people done all right. Some people weren't so good. But that's a game of football, Robert.
It is, mate. It is. And again, at the end of the game, as long as you've won the game, that's the most important thing. And that's the same case it is for this Sunday. We know what we're in for. It will be a tricky tie. It always is when you go to Tynecastle. It may be scrappy. It may not be the best game to watch, but if you come away with 3 points, it could be massive in terms of currently position, but also come the end of the season, it could be a game you look back on and think, could that have really been a pivotal week? Hibs, Hearts, could that have been the momentum shift?
Aye. And look, did you see this coming, AK? Did you see that we had a chance to get back in this race so quickly? I'll be honest with you, I didn't. I really didn't.
Well, the run of fixtures that we've had for all come in gave us the chance to get a run of wins going in there, but we'll be playing well enough, we'll be confident going into each fixture. I think if you looked at social media, there were plenty of doubters going into every game. Going away back to Hibs at Easter Road was a difficult game before we get them again at Ibrox. In between, have we played great? No. Have we scored goals? Aye. Have we looked a wee bit more solid as a defence, even though we've had to juggle our defence? The stats tell you, aye, we have, because we've not conceded as many goals, so we've not dropped as many silly points. I think where we didn't see happen is Hearts and Celtic stumble and come off the rails a wee bit, and they were dropping points where we were dropping the points earlier in the season, which allowed the gap to materialise. But listen, we just need to look after ourselves. But we kept saying it. It's a long. I wasn't thrown in the towel after 8 games, even though Russell Martin and the team, you were hoping that there was something going to materialise out it. If the change didn't happen, we would have had no chance, Ox. I think we would have had to have conceded that. But that early in the season, when to make the change, I think Kavanagh could have made the change even earlier. But the fact that he did recognise that it wasn't right and upstairs wasn't right, he's owned these decisions. They were poor decisions. It's cost him a lot to do, but he's had to rectify it. And it's gave us an opportunity. And that's what it is, It's still an opportunity. We've been here before under previous managers, where we get right back into the hunt and then we stumble again. So I'm still under no illusion. This set of players still aren't they great, but they're getting wins now. And if we get a chance to exert a wee bit of pressure on the two teams above us and they start to fold under the pressure, that's what it's all about now, Ox. And it's who's wanting it.
Bloody sore throats away, Robert, eh?
Aye. Aye. Take a strong Strepsil, I think, there
That's
before
still
you
there.
came on.
Aye, you're spot on, mate. You're spot on. The door's ajar, Robert. The door's ajar. Eh?
That's the thing, Ox. When teams around you start slipping up, you've got to capitalise. And that's, as AK said, it's something we've done previously that we've not been able to capitalise on previous slip-ups. So now we can. We play first on Sunday as well. So if we can get a result there, it puts the pressure on that late kick-off as well, because you could be going into that game level tied with your rivals. So we know that that's like over across the city. Nothing's easy over there right now for them. They're making it hard for themselves at times. But as AK said, focus on ourselves. May not be the prettiest game plan we go with. We might sit in, we might allow Hearts to come on us, and we might try and hit them on the counter. But the most important thing is getting the win. I don't think a draw would be a bad thing either, Ox, but obviously you want the win.
Come on, the game's not even started yet. Be positive. Tell him, AK.
I know that's again you, come on.
Oh, by the way, I passed him in the waiting room, Ox, Jerry. He had splinters on his backside for during the week.
Successfully removed. AK was in getting the sick line.
I'll tell you what, they'll be getting inserted anywhere sitting on the fence, won't they? Scared the old bear. Scared the old bear.
We're all scared the old bear.
No, I know somebody that's not scared the old bear.
I miss his old bear.
Aye. Aye, fair comment, Robert. Fair comment. I sort of, you're looking at the scenario, what you're hoping for. I'm hoping to be, and I'm not being greedy here, I'm hoping to be a point behind them and 6 points behind Hearts on Sunday night, mate, with a game in hand. There you go.
Aye, 100%, mate. It's an opportunity, as AK says. So just go and execute the game plan, whatever that will be, get a result. And as AK said, when you start putting on the pressure on these two teams, they've showed glimpses already that there's mistakes in them, they can be beaten. And once they've got that pressure, particularly Hearts, who have not been in this position for quite some time, to be at the top of the table, to have teams chasing you down, they'll not be used to that pressure. So the more that we can pile on them, the more they're worrying about and looking over their shoulders. So as long as we keep getting results on the board, the wins in particular, then it will empathise that kind of pressure that we'll see if they can handle it or not.
Aye. AK, I think what we'll do now is we'll hear from the gaffer, Danny Rowe, with his press conference. We've no split it tonight, it's on 11 minutes. That's for AK to get a lemon sip in while the show's on, Robert. See how we think. Duty of care, not that Fox told us we've got a duty of care and we're parentless. Yeah?
Rightly so.
Aye, so he'll get a lemon sip in while we're listening to Danny Rowe, if that's all right with you two gentlemen.
Indeed.
Brilliant.
Right, so let's hear for the gaffer, Danny Rowe.
Squad update, your team, and your thoughts on this match against Hearts.
Lyle got the injection yesterday. He will be not available. Bojan is still a question mark, but we have still 48 hours. Let's see. Nasser's not here. He's away with the national team. And then, the list who is not available is long, but no new players on the list. And to the game, of course, will be a top game. Everything is on. This is why we play football, to have such a game. We know we can make the next step. We will not win the league on the weekend. This is also crucial, but of course to go in such a game with our run, to face on a team who is at the moment, top of the league, is good, it's great. This is the challenge we want. I think it will be a great atmosphere in the stadium as well, and we are prepared for this and we are looking forward.
Your good form of late has narrowed the gap at the top between the three teams. How significant do you feel it could be if you were to get one over in Hearts? What would it do for this team, and what message would it send?
I think then we will be just 6 points behind them. One more game to go. If you take this, then it could be 3, and then the situation changed from when I'm arrived to now. But we know it's still a long way to go. Still a lot games to play. You have to do it consistently. We need a clean sheet. I think this is again the basic. I think it will be a tight game. There will be not so much on. I think both teams will fight for every inch, will put a lot of effort in. I think this is how they play. They're doing well in this. There's the team with the most goals at the minute as well. Everything is there. And I like to have this challenge. I think my team feel it now. You feel the confidence. I think the win on Monday was a big one for us. Was a good start in a busy schedule. We know now. I think the next 6 games are crucial until the cup game, and then we know exactly where we are. The first step we made so far, and now it's about make the next step.
Danny, a lot of people have said when you took over the team had no chance of winning a title this year because of how far behind you were at that point. The fact that you're here now, if you get a result at the weekend, you're right back in it. Is your message to players, you have to take this chance because you might not get another one if you let this one go by?
Yeah, we have to make consistently the points, otherwise you destroy then all the good work. I think this is crucial that we continue our way. I see at the moment the team is really able to get points in this competition. We face now opponents. They have also good runs in the league. They took a lot of points, and from this point we have to work hard. I think nobody will give us a present, but I'm very positive at the minute how we go, what we can improve. This was the topic also after the Hibs game, that we have still parts where we are not on the best, but even at the moment we take points, and I think this is a good fundament.
I think it's clear that the team also needs some reinforcements. How quickly do you think you can get signings in? Was there be any possibility of having new recruits in for, say, the Old Firm game on the 3rd of January?
Yeah, the wish is to get straight a lot of players at the 1st of January in, but I think in this window will be timing, one part, and the second thing is preparation. We try to prepare some things now. We speak to each other. We have a good communication at the moment. I speak with players at the moment, have some conversations, all the things what we have to do, and then let's see how quick we can move forward. All the players, they come and help us soon. It's good to have them here, because sometimes you have players, maybe they have not the rhythm from playing every week. Maybe they have some minutes on the bench, and then they need also some couple of minutes to come into. This is my experience, but all in all, we're looking forward. And for this, we try to do our best.
Danny, just in terms of the January window, from your point of view, how will it work? Is it yourself pitching players? Is it the recruitment team working with them together? What's your kind of understanding of what the process will be like?
At the moment, it's a mix from us together. I think I put some names on the recruitment, give me some recommendation. Then I watch the videos, I give them feedback. Then we look again to the datas. Then I try to have some talks to get the feeling for the players. Also to ask some question about the expectation, if they know really what it means. I think this is also part of my job. I think this is, I must say, since I'm now in this business, the first time that I'm also looking exactly in this point, in this direction. Normally you speak just about the tactical things, but for me it's also important to understand, okay, how they handle setbacks, how they handle pressure, how was the pressure in the past. This is for me a big learning since I'm here. That is important. But yeah, we have a daily communication to each other. And then let's see what is possible, because this is also the question.
Just in terms of the makeup of the squad, obviously the head coach and sporting director who kind of built the squad in the summer aren't here. You've maybe played a back five more than they did. Do you think you need a couple of windows to recalibrate it for your style? Do you not think like that?
I'm honest, my wish is, and this is what you saw so far, I have always two shapes what I want to play. That means we need different profiles and some different positions. You can play a back five, but you can take one of the wing back position with a winger, and on the other side you play with a fullback. This is possible. If you play a back four, then the fullback should be more defender than wingers. I think this is crucial. And for this, normally you can double up some positions, and then you have different profiles. But I don't like that I have just one plan A, and this is always the same, because then the opponent are not stupid. They are also looking what we are doing, and this is also important to give them the challenge. For me, it's more important how we play, which intensity, which pattern, which principles we have, and if we do this, then we can change the shape.
Danny, sorry, can I just clarify? Did you say a couple of minutes ago that you've already started holding talks with potential signings?
We have talks with agents, with maybe potential players to go in conversations, but I think this is normal. This is a normal process. But the most important key is that I have good conversation with my recruitment and with my guys around me, that we make sure that we find the right one.
Daniel, can you enlighten us in any way as to which positions you're particularly looking to strengthen?
If I speak today about the position, then maybe the price goes high up. Then I will not talk about the position.
I'm just wondering, speaking of the title race, how many teams do you think are going to be involved in the title race? Is it 3? Is it more?
Well, I think every team is part of the title race, because if they take the points against our opponents or something like this, then they influence also the results. If you look at the moment on the table, you have with Hearts top of the table, and then you have two teams. They are trying to close the gap. You never know. Behind us, there are also some teams that got some good results. But to win something in this league, you have to take a lot of points, not just against the top 6, also against the teams that are a little bit down in the table, because this is sometimes more crucial to take, and you do your homework against these teams.
Hi, Danny. It's quite interesting to hear you say that, you know, the belief and the confidence of the players, which was clearly lacking, you know, start of the season. Do you think you get the sense from them that they feel that, you know, they're back in this title fight?
Yeah, I think they believe at the moment that we find a way to take points. I think this is also important. I think they are critical with themselves. When you speak after the game with the players, they are straight and say, we have to improve this and we have to improve this. But the results are at the moment there. But this is now, especially my job and the job from my coaching team, that we are not lazy and think, we take the results and everything is good. No, it's also about what we have to improve, and we have to be critical after wins as well. Because if you make no steps forwards, then we will stick in the position where we are, and this is not good enough.
Danny, just to follow on from that, what are the main improvements that you still want to see from your squad?
I think against the ball we are not always compact, what I want to see. We are more compact. I think we are hard to break, especially our last line. This is much better. This is also a little bit the clean sheet mentality what we need. And then, of course, with the ball, to have more relationship to each other. Yeah, at the moment, we have sometimes our own ideas, and instead of we have the ideas as a group, what we want to do, and this is a process, because I totally believe to improve the play against the ball, it goes much quicker than the play with the ball, because with the ball you need more time on the training pitch. You need as first the self-confidence, and the self-confidence starts with results, and then you can building up on this point.
Why don't you give us a call on 0141 356 1972. It's your show, it's your platform. Let's hear from you.
All right, gents.
Yep.
All right, so listen, we still don't know if Milofsky's going to make it a couple of days, so it lends that it's not too serious, but hopefully he's fully fit and available for Sunday. Yeah, I don't know if you risk him if he's not, because they're out of games, but that's where we are. And young Lyle Cameron's got to get an injection. Wow, he's been unlucky this season. Robert?
He certainly has been, mate. So it's a bit of a worry that he's had to get this injection as well. He's obviously picked up something during training because it's not been game time, because he's been lacking of that. No fault of his own, obviously, he's just not been selected. Miovski, I think if he's fit enough, Fox, even to start and maybe do an hour, 70 minutes, I think he'll play him. I think this game is massive, and I think you've got to go with a informed striker, so we say, because he is scoring goals. So I would have to start him if he is available, even for a period of the game.
What they've said, obviously they've not told you exactly what injury is, but what they've suggested, what they've talked about in the game, the fitness test, alludes to me if it's a muscle, mate. And if it's a muscle, mate, you're not going to be able to play 70 minutes, because you're not going to be able to run properly. That's what it will suggest to me, mate. It's not coming back when you've got a knock and a bone, or that's what it suggests. So I think it'll either be one of these, he'll either be playing and he'll be fit, or you'll have to wait a few days and he'll be back for the game after Boxing Day. But just the way I'm reading it, IK.
Oh, you could be right there, Rox. You might know better than myself or Rob about these things. But listen, see when you see our next 3 games: Hearts away, Motherwell at home, St Mirren at home. I say you risk Miovski for this game. I'm in your camp, Rob. I think just his presence on the park, he'll be a threat for them, and they'll be aware of that. Very much so, rare than Shermity or Danilo, or even people are talking about putting young Curtis up top. No, for me. I would be, if Miovski's 60-70% fit, I would be throwing him out there, try and get a goal and then get him off to protect him, because Motherwell and St Mirren at Ibrox is a different proposition altogether than Hearts at Tynecastle.
Well, I wouldn't, mate. I wouldn't. Yeah, 60% fit, I wouldn't, mate. You could end up losing them for 2 months.
Risk and reward, innit?
I don't see it, mate. I don't see it, mate. I don't think you're being fair in a muscle injury, mate. If it is a muscle injury, because I've not really told us if it's been banged, no. And when I say a muscle injury, so it sounds like sort of a kick somewhere, you know, and it's not a hamstring or anything like that, because it's not been long enough, you know, and it's not been a calf, because you've bruised them off. If it's just a knock on his leg and he can play through it, you know, maybe, but 60% fit, no for me. But I think he must be fitter than that, AK, because he's had the fitness. He had the
Give him the
fitness
magic
test.
sponge, Ox.
Huh?
Give him the magic sponge, pal.
Those days are gone, mate. Those days are gone. Those days are gone. Remember, I've got my spies at the balls, and I hear some excuses that come out on a Thursday night, but I'll throw it in at the right time. It wouldn't be right to say it when you're not 100% fit yourself. You know? But
Aye, no bother.
oh, I've got some stories to tell. Right. But look, if he's fit, 100% fit, he plays for me. Yeah? Yeah, he plays, because I just don't get Chermity. Yeah? If we have to play Chermity, I hope he's outstanding. We're all raving about him after the game. Can I see that happening? No, I can't, but you never know, Robert.
No, you don't, mate. You never know. And I suppose that's the question that us as supporters would be looking for, is if Miovski's not playing, is Chermity going to offer something up front? Who's going to get the goals? And that kind of forward area as well. So based on what we've seen, you're not really confident that Chermity would go and deliver something. I mean, you might end up scoring the match winner, as you say. You never know. But at this point in time, I'm still thinking I would, if it's possible to start Miovski up, at least play him, I would be having him there. If he's fit for the bench as well, Ox, would you bring him on for 20 minutes when he can still pick up an injury? Or do you think he's either playing or not playing at all?
This is another thing, and maybe I'm wrong. You know, I get it that people can only give you 20 minutes and all that, and you've got 9 subs. But in theory, if you're on the bench, if you're the spare centre half, and I know you might have 2 now, so it has changed dramatically, but if you're the spare centre half, you've got to be available to go on the part in the first minute. You know, the other 2 could run into each other and you have to go on. You know, so I just, with 9 subs, I just think that people should be at a different level of fitness. Now, depending on what the knock is, you don't go through a season of football at the level and amount of games. They'll have kicks and bruises and knocks in the ankles, and people have knocks all over the place. It's all part of the game and you play through it. But when I say fit, I mean able to run without your style of running being interrupted because you've got a knock, mate. But I think if you're fit enough to on the bench, you've got to be able to play. I know everybody does it, mate. You know, guys are there for 20 minutes, but we've all witnessed it. But I just like guys that are involved to be fit. AK?
Oh, I'm with 100%. I know exactly what you're saying. You just want them out there, though, didn't you? And you've got to look the player in the eyes.
I get it. You know,
You've got to look the player in the eyes, and are you up for it? What can you give me? And if there's any kind of doubt there at all, then fine. You've got to make a decision. No, I'll need to rethink it then. But if the player's telling you, I'll give you this or thing, I'm desperate to be out there, then that says a lot for me. Just a player telling you that, because players of old, as we know, they don't make them what they used to be. But if a player's shown a bit of commitment and he wants to be there, that ticks a lot of boxes for the manager, you know, and the players round about him, that this guy's with him in the trenches and he wants to be out there on the park with him, because it's dead easy for a Matondo or that to just slink away into the background. No, sorry, boss, I'm feeling a wee strain here. No bother, you're picking up 30 grand a week and you're no bothering your backside. They're two sides to the coin with a lot of players these days, Ox, and it's not always for the better.
That's a whole different debate, mate, isn't it?
I know.
Different debate, you know. No, but I don't think Matondo's into Davy Muscles, mate. Yeah, there you go. I'll say that. I don't think it's into Davy Muscles. Right, look, so we're sort of split, but young Lyle Cameron in AK, I spoke to Robert quickly. You know, there's been times where you thought he should have got more game time. He's hardly really featured, and then he gets something. He's a wee bit unlucky, isn't he?
There's a lot of kind of cloak and dagger stuff there. The whole situation with the wee man. I like him. I like what he done with Dundee last year. He didn't show any signs of these niggly injuries or that. I'm just wondering whether there are other contributing factors that's adding to his misplacement of game time in the squad. I don't know what. I mean,
I'm hoping it's growing pains, mate.
Undisclosed fee and all that with Dundee. You know, we don't know what we paid for him. Is there a certain thing in there in his contract that if he plays so many games, then we need to give him more money? I mean,
Stop
it happened there with Hadji.
Stop the conspiracy theories, mate.
But it happened with Hadji, and we didn't know.
Stop.
So.
Aye, Hadji's a wee bit different for Lyle Cameron for Dundee, you know what I mean? But listen, I hope it's growing pains he suffer when he comes back 6'2", Robert.
I don't know.
Where are you going to put him then? Centre half or up front?
He's a cracking player, though.
He's got ability, mate, but I just think I think it was a strange signing. I really do. No offence to him. I like his attitude, but I think it was a strange signing. You know, obviously, I don't think it was a Russell Martin signing. I think it was signed right at the January, so Philip was there. But obviously, they had their reasons. Scottish boy, energy, you know. But I wish him all the best. I've no qualms with the young man. I wish him all the best. He deserves a break, Robert, doesn't he?
He does, mate. He does, and as AK said, I like him and his effort and his drive. I know you're saying there he was signed kind of in the January Clemont's reign. I think they looked at him as almost like a Conor Barron mould, Scottish player, try and build him up into something, especially in that midfield area. He is quite of a small stature, which goes against him, but he does like to get on the ball, especially in tight spaces, drive forward. But it would be good if we could get over what he's got at the moment and hopefully see him, whether it be after the Christmas or New Year period, that get him some game time and see what he can offer going forward, because he does give us something different in midfield. Not a lot different, but some things different.
He tries to get in the box, you know. Young Barron, who you mentioned, and God, that was some more if they two were in it, wasn't it? You need to build a pyramid, not a wall, you know. But he tries to get in the box. He tries to play off of players and make things happen. But midfield don't really do that, if we're honest, AK. You know, young Barron, even though we've given him man in a match, and you think at times his enthusiasm, but if you take last Thursday, where he couldn't pass water, he had a better game on Monday night. And then, but he's still not, I don't think he's created a chance or scored a goal since he's been with us, mate, which is frightening.
No, that's just his remit. He's just industrious in that middle of the park. He's a ball winner to, you know, pass it on to better players for the creativity of these so-called better players, you know, to make something happen. Barron's just that digger in the middle of the park to win the ball, to break up attacks, things like that. So he's not going to get a goal contribution out of him. You have players like that where they hardly score their entire career, but they're the kind of guys that everybody in the team looks to and says, that wee guy's gold dust for us, you know.
Aye, but I don't know, mate. I think when we're playing at Ibrox against certain teams, and you know, there's still going to be some creativity there, or he shouldn't be on the pitch. Yeah,
Listen, aye.
You know,
But
I think yes.
There's been a comparison with Barron with a few folk saying about he's a Stuart McCall type of player. Stuart McCall still contributed in the goal sticks. No money, but he did. He did score.
Big difference, mate. Big difference.
Oh,
you know
aye.
I mean? You know, I get it. What he did, no tall, go about the park and try and win the ball. And therein it ends, I think, if I'm honest. Stuart McCall scored 2 goals in the FA Cup final, didn't he?
Did so with Everton, correct. I think he also scored in was that a Scottish Cup final or a League Cup final? Scored in the World Cup, 1990.
Aye. I don't see. I get the. I don't think there's any. I don't think it's a contest in ability stakes, if I'm honest. Robert?
No, I agree with yourself, Rox. I think it's you always look at past players to modern players and see where you can get comparisons from, but it's a different generation. It's a different game of football these days as well, and it's probably something we know that Conor Barron needs to improve on is his passing. We know that he's not the only one, but if he can get some chances created either for himself or for others, it would add a different dimension to his game, and he's almost kind of the all-round midfielder. But we know what he offers. He does give us that effort and endeavour and a bit of dig in the midfield. But I know that that's not everybody's cup of tea. They want to see the nice clean passing, the link-up play, the running on behind. But that's just not his game. It wasn't his game at Aberdeen, and it's not his game here either.
Stuart McCall scored a total of 20 goals, with no prolific neither, no. 7 seasons. So, he wasn't exactly prolific, but I think he played the game and got involved more further forward, yeah. But he was a definitive ball winner, I feel like. And played, Ian Ferguson played a lot together, and they weren't prolific between them, but they were still involved more, I think, in the forward era. It's just John Connor's something's just got at the right time. He's got his job to do for the team in certain games, and he's shown us that he can do that well domestically at times. If he takes that chance at Tannadice, mate, puts it away, he could be sitting with another 2 points, mate. Yeah, and I think he should score. I think he should score, Aki. I think he should just pass that in the one he ballooned over the bar.
Aye, he ran onto it for the edge of the box. Just a bit of composure, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
But he's no used to obviously seeing the sight of the goal. But listen, I'm not comparing him to Stuart McCall. I thought Stuart McCall was a fantastic player for us. But it's just other people they see a wee bit of comparison because of the area of the park where he plays. But McCall had some brilliant players to pass the ball into. Brian Loudon for that, We don't have these sort of guys in our team. Nowhere near it.
But what that doesn't tell you is how many chances that McCall made, So if he's say, I don't know, 30 chances he's made for people, 20 goals, that's 1 in 5 he's involved in goals. Young Barron's not been involved in any. Just going to check how many games I'm not going to go on it, Connor. I don't dislike him, Robert, but I'm just saying he's got to add that to his game. He's been involved in 70 games for us, Connor Barron.
Yes, again, Ox, I don't disagree that he needs to add stuff to his game, but again, the instruction that he'll be given is just to essentially win that ball back, recover it, and then play the simple pass. I know at times that's sometimes difficult for a lot of players.
What's his instruction when he gets to the edge of the box then, mate? So you can only play football to instructions. Wait a minute. Listen, his instructional will be, but so when he's playing against Livingston at Ibrox or something like that, yeah? Mm-hmm. Yeah? And he's getting forward. So what's his instructions? To make sure he passes it for the edge of your box back to the centre half. No, he's got to make things happen. He's a midfield player. He's got to wear 2 hats. There's the big games where you've got to win the ball, and then there's other games where you've got to open teams up and make things happen. It's it's a string of your bow you need, mate. You can't. Once a game starts, mate, you do certain jobs, but you don't play every part of your game instructions. They're men, they're not robots.
No, I get that, but your question there when you're asking about if he gets to the edge of the box, obviously been told to have a shot at goal, but does he get their shooting ability? No, he's not. What midfielder is?
Where was the European team? He's a good digging it, get headed off the line. You ran onto one. Who was that against? Right to the death. Was that Ghent? Might have been Ghent.
Genk at Ibrox.
Aye, might have been. Yeah. I think it was actually. He was unlucky. He was unlucky there. He had a decent dig, mate. Just want him. He had that string to his bow so he improves. Yeah, don't want him. I can't see him scoring 12, 15 goals a season, but 2 or 3 goals and 2 or 3 assists at the right time will be a big string to his bow, Iki.
Listen, Nannies are arguing with you. We know where our deficiencies lie in the team. And heard Billy the other night, our top goal scorer in our team is our right back still. That tells everything. You know, where's the goal contributions out of Raskin, out of Diamondi, out of Gassama? He's fell off a cliff. Ant-Man was producing nothing before his injury. Asgard, you know, I mean, Mikey Moore for me is the guy that's kind of stepped up to the plate and starting to show a lot of his quality. But we're kind of slaughtering the team now, and we've gave ourselves a chance of going to Tynecastle and be right on their tails. You know, so we know we're not playing great.
This is a game for Connor to do that work that you talked about, Robert. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
This is a game for him to do that work. Keep it neat and tidy and sort of clear up and then make passes. Yeah.
Aye.
It'll be a laugh if he scores a winner, won't it?
From the edge of the box, and I'll come on here and say, sorry, guys. No, but it will. That's what it will be, Ox, because as I said, it could be a scrappy game, and the midfield could be the key area. We know that they're Cammy Devlin in midfield. He'll be a grafter. He'll dig. He'll put in tackles. So if you want to have a comparison, you could just look across the park and see what he's doing that maybe Connor's not doing. But that is the job in the game that he will be asked to chase down, close down, recover the ball, and just keep it simple with the passing. It might not break lines with the passes, but keep it neat, keep it simple, keep possession, and get to the guys that have got the ability to carry it forward and create chances.
It's a lot of games now. 70 not to have scored a goal playing in midfield. It is a lot of games. You know. Anyway, but it's not all down to him. Some people have got to pass him the ball at the right time. If he makes a run into the box, yeah.
Aye, it's all about teamwork.
Aye.
For the team to work properly, they've all got to be functioning. And we've been critical of our defence, our midfield, and our forward line all season. But now we're starting to function a bit better, a good bit better than we were under our previous manager.
Aye. Was it all down to the manager, mate? You think he'd lost the dressing room quite quickly?
Aye. I think it was Olber that said during the week. I think he might have lost him in the first game of the season with his post-match interview when he's throwing Tavernier and all the Illions all under the bus, all the old stagers. You lose the guys, the influence in your dressing room, and you're on to a loser. It doesn't matter who you are. You've got to get on side with them, and I think that's where Danny Rogue's been quite clever. He's got on side with the support. He's on side with his players. And there, that wee gesture the day at the press conference today with dishing out the chocolate Santas to the press, he's on side with them. But what they don't know, Ox, is he's filled them full of laxatives and they're on the toilet in it.
Oh well. But aye, interesting. Look, come and join us. Give your thoughts about Sunday. Are you confident? 0141 356 1972. Bizarrely, the stats at the moment, we should be more confident away for home, Robert, and we are at Ibrox.
Aye, we are, mate. We're the second inform away team behind Hearts. And obviously the last 8 games with the inform team in Scotland. So we shouldn't have any fear again up there. It should be quite a good, exciting game to hopefully be watching. But as I said, it could be scrappy. But aye, listen, the past few games we've dug in. We've shown that we can be solid at the back. We're starting to create a lot more chances. It is just now making the most of them and maybe putting icing on the cake with a lot of games to ease the pressure. But again, it's a massive opportunity. And if the players in that dressing room need any motivation at all, then look at that table, look at the support, listen to the noise on Sunday from our guys that are travelling there. There's your motivation. Go and deliver.
Aye, simple. AK, simple.
Oh, definitely, mate. Listen, cast your mind back to when we played Hearts at Ibrox, right? When things were really bad under Russell Martin and the crowd was more interested in giving him dogs abuse than they were actually getting behind the team. We were cheated that day, and it just bypassed the support because we were more interested in, as I say, giving dogs abuse to Russell Martin. Shankland handball shouldn't have been allowed. VR allowed it. We had a goal chopped off for nothing. A ghost pushing their goalkeeper, and then they got a penalty with Diamondi never touched the ball. See if you take the 3 points off of Hearts, give them to us, and the very next day, Celtic got a penalty in the died minutes against Kilmarnock. Take 2 points off of them. We're in second place, only 3 points behind Hearts.
Aye.
That's laughable, isn't it? But job done as far as the incompetent officials are concerned.
Big calls, mate, big calls. And considering VAR was here to make more right, we seem to have more rang when VAR's come in, if that makes sense, Robert.
I can know what VAR offers. We've had the rubbery green at times, to use the phrase, but at times as well, this season, we've probably got away with a couple as well. So it either goes for you, it doesn't. There will be a period of time where things will start going against us as well for VAR. You know when it will come. When we start really mounting up this table, and if we get to the top at some point, you know exactly what will happen. We all know it. So VAR's VAR, but see, as long as we go and play games and don't give them the opportunity to screw us over in any way, we're winning a game 2-0 and they make a dodgy decision. As long as the game's pretty much dead and done at that point, then they can try all they want. As long as we go and win the game before they can get involved, really, is what matters.
Aye, we just have to be. Some of our players just have to be switched on. I think it was the Kilmarnock game, with Diamondi, where the guy made the run and he's pulling him. I think the reason VAR never get involved because it was a foul that started outside the box. But if it had started a yard further on, it's a penalty all day long. You know, for stupidness.
Absolutely. Stupidity for Diamondi.
Aye.
And unfortunately for us, he's susceptible for that. I think you yourself that intimated last night that first sign of you on the downward spiral. Now, I don't know, I'm not saying Diamondi's on the downward spiral, you were more suggesting that Tavernier was. You start getting away stupid fouls because people are running off you. That's just stupidity, though, for Diamondi's part. But it's not the first time that he's done it, but listen, we're talking about officials. Who's our referee for Sunday?
Aye, funny
Nick
that, innit?
You know, they've kept him for that League Cup. I don't think he's even refereed a league match for that time when we played against them, and now they bring him out just for that. Coincidence, Socks?
No, he's got a job to do, isn't he? Guy's got a job to do for his masters and his employers, isn't he? Yeah.
As Rob says, let's hope he doesn't get any chance to give any dubious decisions, but we're playing against 12 of them and the crowd.
Put the ball in the
here.
net, mate. Put the ball in the net.
Yep.
Oh.
Get the 500 supporters of yours bouncing, which is ridiculous as well, Ox, but we've spoken about this before. I think it's scandalous, that amount of supporters allowed.
It might be different tomorrow because it's a big game. But since they started that, there's been thousands of seats all your time Castle empty. Yeah. You know, and all the games we've been there. Might be different tomorrow because they're high flying, Robert. But it's just the facet of Scottish football. There's another one. We've played Hibs 3 times already this season, and we've not played Aberdeen yet. I know one of them's in the cup, but there you go. There's just the fixtures and everything they touch. It's rhyme, stupid. Yeah.
Aye, we've said it many times in this show, mate, that Scottish football's just, it's not an advert anymore. You've got your old firm games, that's what people are pulled into, but as you said, Hearts will probably have a bigger attendance because it's us coming to town and they're sitting top of the table, but you've seen it at Kilmarnock. I know the kick-off time was a ridiculous time as well on a Saturday night, but Kilmarnock was empty. Easter Road, when we went there, wasn't really busy either. A lot of empty seats, so there's just no attraction now to Scottish football at all. But I'll tell you something, if we can go and win this title, people will cast eyes in Scottish football again and go, Rangers came from where and won the league? There's a story.
Yeah, by the way, I'm hearing rumours that we're going to go for 20,000 tickets the way it's gone at their team for the New Year game.
they might get a couple of bands in place before then, you never know.
We'll be right in that green big egg corner.
Right, right.
It's a home tie.
What the good old days. What the good old days. What? I think the midfield will be Barron, Raskin, and Diamondi at the weekend. There you go. And I don't think Diamondi's kicked a ball this season, but I think he'll play. We've not got a lot of options. So I think Mikey Moore will play. We don't know who'll play at centre forward. And then you're looking at the left. I think Mikey will play on the right. I think he's better on the left. So who do you maybe swap it? Do you go with Aarons? Do you go with try and have a three at the back? I don't know what you're thinking, Robert.
Well, I touched on there, mate, in his presser that he likes, if he's going a back five, he likes to have a full back at one side and then a winger on the other side. So you might find that Mikey Moore plays that right side, and it may be Magoma, but we've lost Giga. So defensively, we've only got centre halves, Fernandez, Enciala, and Sterling. So it would say to me that we're going to go a back four on Sunday, just given the available players we've got. Forward areas, I wouldn't be surprised if he brings Gassama back in with Moore on the other side. I wouldn't be surprised at that at all. Finlay Curtis, he's done all right when he's came in. I think he'll possibly just be on the bench this game. He might come on later on in the game. And I think he'll go with Gassama and Moore as your wide players, just for the pace. As I said earlier, you might see them sit back and catch Hearts on the counter-attack. And they're two players that do have the ability to get forward. I know Gassama's not done it late, but he might just find that this is a game where he's got space to travel with the ball and get in behind.
I was a bit worried. I seen him with the cycle shots on Monday night. It's never I don't like when I see that. It sort of suggests there's a problem. Or they're trying to protect something, AK. So Gassama, and by the way, he hasn't been great for weeks, has he?
No, it hasn't been, but their options are kind of limited a wee bit, it seems to be. Gassama seems to get the nod more often than not. That's more to do with the poor form of Ant-Man and Asgard, I think. And Curtis, he'll come in for Ibrox, I think, but I don't think he'll risk him at Tynecastle. I just hope Miovski is a bit fitter than we all think, and he can start. But for me, I would go a back four as well. I'm the same as Rob. I think Sterling and Fernandez will be our centre-back pairing with Aarons and Magoma. I think you're right. I think it'll be Barn, Raskin and Diamondi. But I think it might be 4-2-3-1. I think Barn and Raskin will sit, and I think Moore will get a floating role to link up with our forward, Gassama, and who's the other one? Who am I missing?
Striker.
Well, Gassama said Miovski. Miovski I would start if he's anywhere near fit. So we'll see. But I think
who's your three across then? So you're saying you're starting Miovski. You get Muir, Gassama.
Diamondi out. Where is it? Gassama likes to play off the left, doesn't he? To cut inside, Moore inside him, and then Diamondi.
It's not going to be that, is it? Let's be honest. If you're playing
probably
Diamondi,
no. Probably no.
No. But if you were going to play that setup, it would be Moore on the right, Gassama on the left and Diamondi in between them. You know, he's another guy like Barron's got to start affecting goals. You know, a lovely pass to Gassama, and was unlucky with that move. Just chopped off. Nice finish with Gassama then on Monday night. But he's got to do things like that regular, Robert, isn't he?
It does. You can see the same for anybody that plays in midfield, Raskin included, and certainly Asgard when he's been on the pitch. But Diamondi showed glimpses in previous seasons that he can get forward, he can get in the box, and he has shown that he can score goals as well. I mean, he scored one at Ibrox not long ago, done some good composure to take it round the keeper, and then he obviously broke the line as well when Miovski touched it inside and he ran through and scored as well, open goal. But it's dried up of late. He seems to be more involved with petulant fouling, arguing with players and referees than actually the football, which is frustrating because he is a player that he can bring something. He's just not done it this season, unfortunately.
I think his form's been poor, you know, the whole season. You know, as the teams has been for a bit, maybe we'll give him a benefit out to see he's in a slump due to the team not playing well. There you go, I'm being kind, AK. Can be.
It's not like you to be kind. Got to be cruel to be kind. We're scratching about for some form, but we're getting a wee bit of form in Are we playing well still? No, but we're getting results, and it's all about results at this stage of the season. So, hey, you just ask the question. That's all you need to do. Put a wee bit of pressure on them. Pressure does funny things to players. You know, you use our own day in the show. I watched the Dundee United game. Celtic absolutely battered them in the first half, but they went in 1-0. I mean, we done the same at Ibrox. Late October time, we battered them the first half. Jim Goodwin changed it, got a bit more physical, ruffled them up. They didn't like it, and all of a sudden they win. You don't always win games with pretty football, mate. Tore right in.
No, not at all, mate. Not at all. And the results, when you read the result, it doesn't tell you the picture of the game of who's the most XG, or who's the most possession, or who's the most touches in the box. There's only one stat that counts at the end of the 90 minutes. Robert.
Exactly, mate. And that goes for any game. Even when we look at our games as well, we can say, we had more possession, we created chances, but like look at Dundee United, for example. We come away with a 2-2 draw, but we created enough chances to win 2 or 3 games of football. So I know me and AK, and we like our looking at our stats and stuff, but as you say, the one that really matters is that full-time result. And again, on Sunday, as long as it's a win for Rangers, you can forget the stats. It's a 3 points.
Aye. Right, okay. What tune you fancy tonight? What about you, AK? Will you like a wee chant?
Ibrox Sonia for all bear if he's listening.
You want the long version so you get another lemon sip in?
Aye, that would do fine.
Robert?
I'll take the famous Glasgow Rangers.
All right, get yourself on mute, gents. We're going to have a tune.
I don't know if you can see what the Rangers really mean to me in these last few years. I've been afraid that we might drift away, so I've been telling old stories and singing songs that made me think about where we came from. And that's the reason why I feel so very proud today. So let me tell you that I love you, and I think about you all the time. Ibrox Stadium is calling me, and now I'm coming home. To think of life without the Rangers, you know that would make me more sad. Glasgow Rangers, you're everything I've ever had. We won 9 in a row, and I'm still dreaming of Brian Laudrup and Trevor Stephen. Big Marvin Andrews said keep believing. Davy Cooper on the wing. And we remember Gaza with great affection. The day the helicopter changed direction, and Jimmy Baxter was pure perfection. Super Ali scores again. So let me tell you that I love you, and I think about you all the time. Ibrox Stadium is calling me, and I'm coming home. To think of life without the Rangers, you know that it would make me more than sad. Glasgow Rangers, you're everything I've ever had. So let me tell you that I love you, and I think about you all the time. Ibrox Stadium is calling me, and I'm coming home. To think of life without the Rangers, you know that it would make me more sad. Glasgow Rangers, you're everything I've ever had. You know that it would make me more than sad. Glasgow Rangers is everything I've ever had.
Why don't you give us a call on 0141 356 1972? It's your show, it's your platform. Let's hear from you.
Ibrox Sonia. Just out of curiosity, AK, do you take sugar in your lemon sip, or do you take it like a man?
Just hot water.
Just hot water.
I'm sweet enough.
Fair enough, mate. Fair enough.
Who told you that?
He's more. He's more.
My mum. Who else?
She's quite a nice
You're right,
woman.
Ock.
She's a lovely lady.
Aye, she is, so she's not keeping too well in her.
Don't go there, mate. Don't go there.
I know.
Aye. So we're all looking for a Christmas miracle. And it's no time castle. The Southside Super 6. We're rolling nearly into 2026, mate. I know. Dear oh dear. Dear oh dear.
But whatever happened, he was close last week.
Aye, listen, mate. He's had these moments. You know, he's had some great efforts. You know, he's like Conor Barron, isn't he? He works hard. He's no, when it comes to the finishing. Oh, Robert.
There's a comparison, AK, for you. Conor Barron in a Southside Super 6.
Shermatty's goals are Southside Super 6.
To be fair, Southside's sort of crossbar the past few weeks, so he is due one.
No, but we never really talked about, you know, the way they try to set him up in that press conference about the as if he's going to tell you, we're trying to sign 3 centre-halves, we're desperate for a centre-half. He's going to say that in the press conference, and the time the other team will go, by the way, we'll just put another $500,000 on the price tag of this player. Yeah, you know, the press, I don't pay a lot of attention to other teams, but I don't think there'll be many managers quizzed like that. There might be one in the City of the Snow because he's no flavour of the month, you know, but somebody that's been there for a few months that doesn't, I bet he doesn't get talked to or quizzed or try to get set up like your managers do. Or am I being paranoid, AK?
Aye, but Danny Rose knows what they're up to, and he sees right through them, and he's clever with his answers. I think. I think he answered a lot of them. He batted them away, dead clever, and he was open and honest as well. Did we speak about transfers? Did we speak about prospective signings? Of course we do. That's our job. That's our role. We've got to be on the ball. The window opens in 2 weeks, so if we're looking to sign somebody early doors in that transfer window, the due diligence has already been done, or they're in the process of getting it done. But what I liked about his answer is, says basically he'll get a list of players. We spoke about it before. A dossier will get put in front of him with 3 or 4 players. He says you can look through them. He says, but you don't know the character of the players. You need to meet the player. You need to go and see the player yourself, how he reacts in different situations and all that. It's all right, all these numbers, the XG, how he's the sprints, his availability, but can he handle a tackle? Can he crunch into a tackle? Is he going to one put it? Is all these different things, and you get that with the gist of just talking to somebody, as well as the roll of honours of what they've won. So that's where you sign your player. You go with your own hunch, don't you? You don't look at a bit of paper and say, aye, he looks all right. You look at YouTube clips and you would think a guy like Chermity is what a player this boy is, and then you realise he's an absolute dumpling.
Aye, well. Listen, I've said it on here. I thought Rothwell would
Mm.
enhance your
Mhm.
midfield, mate, and he's been a flop, and it doesn't look as if it's been a good fit, and he's going to be quite happy to go back down the road. Maybe that's been the issue. Maybe he's never settled. It could be as simple as that, But I thought he was going to come in, experience, get involved, be able to link up our midfield. I know that he always read and saw that he'd had a decent shot on him. He was good in free kicks, dead balls. I thought, that's a good fit. How wrong was I, Robert?
You're not the only one, mate. I said when all the signings came in that the one excited me the most was Joe Rothwell, just because of the position he was going to be coming in and playing, his experience, his campaign that he had with Leeds, obviously getting promotion. And there was a lot of assists in there as well, especially as you said, from set pieces. So I was looking forward, and actually said he was the one that was really going to interest me the most. But again, something's not worked well for him. It looks like certainly he'll be out the door in January, down to Sheffield United, from what I'm led to believe in the media so far. But as you say, mate, some players come up here, they don't settle, they don't gel, and it's just not for them. There was times at games where you seen him nearly right at the very start, where he looked okay, there was something about him, and then it just went completely downhill. Wasn't involved in games, was on the bench, not coming on, and then he's just been not seen since. So again, another one that is on the miss list from transfers, which isn't the first, and it will be an ever-growing list. Let's be fair.
Aye. Well, he goes, yeah. He goes. And obviously, if we get some money in for him, get him off the wage bill, yeah, completely. I'm all right with that, AK. That's one going. No, I'm hoping more go, but that's one doing X amount to go.
Aye. If we cut our losses, if we get a chance, and his career doesn't stall, and he moves back down south, in a league where he's comfortable in playing in. So no, I don't have any bad feelings against Rothwell. I just thought at that time he was kind of the guy caught between the rock and a hard place, because Russell Martin was having this public spat with Raskin, and it was evident where the support was on the side of Raskin, but every time that Rothwell played in the team and he didn't perform well, the crowd were on his back, and it was a horrible situation for any new player coming into the club to be at, and it's a position you don't want to be as a player, because you're not going to play as good as what you can express yourself because of that pressure that's coming for the stands where they're just looking for any mistake off you.
He never looked fit.
No, I know. There's a lot of that to come at as well. Did they have a pre-season, Wes?
Aye, he was one of the early ones in, mate. Yeah, and he was there, and he took part in the early European games and that. But he just never looked fit, But it's rumoured. It looks as if it's going to happen, Robert. Watch this space, But we've been linked to a lot of players. There's some that I'm quite intrigued with, and if they come off, I think they're what we're looking for. The boy, let me make sure I get his name right. It's only pure speculation. So, the boy Jens Dahl, I'll not try his middle name. Norwegian player, 6'4", plays in midfield. The year was getting bigger.
Aye, an absolute giant next to Conor Barron and Lyle Cameron, that's for sure.
believe it or name of the moment, that makes something.
Aye, it's that time of year, Ox. We know what it's like in every window. There's a lot of names will get mentioned, who we're linked with and speculated about, and who would be a good fit for us. But as AK said, you can look at all the kind of scout reports and things like that. But once you meet the player, Danny Rose obviously mentioned it. He's went and spoke to players, and what I liked is he's asked about how do you handle setbacks, how do you handle pressure, what kind of pressure have you felt in your life previously, and how have you dealt with it. So, and that's from what he said is from since he's come in, he's learned about that. So now he wants to make sure that these players coming in are the right ones. But as you say, there'll be a list of names that will be flung out there, speculated. Some may materialise, some might not. But as long as they're a better fit than what we've got now, and they can come in better than what's playing at the minute, because as we've said before, mate, they need to be starters, no squad players. Come in and make an impact right away in an ideal world. But whether you get them up to speed, get them gelling with the squad, that will take time because it depends on what football they've played before. But aye, a 6'4" centre mid would certainly not go amiss. As long as they can hold on to the ball and not get shrugged off it easy.
Aye, I know. But I mean, think about for Asgard comes in, he's going to go by people, he's going to shrug them aside. 6'2", sort of attacking midfielder. Well, I mean, he's shown he's got skill, but he's never looked up for the physical side of the game, has he? So, what does it mean? AK, nothing,
Exactly, pal. You can't put heart in a mouse. The size and stature and the build of Asgard, they should be brushing off bodies in Scottish football, no problem. But he isn't. And I think there's just he's not a good fit for our style of football. It happens. It's happened to previous players with Sam Lammers. Cifuentes was brought in with Bale. They just weren't a good fit for our style of football. It's robust. It's physical. It's sleeves rolled up and get tore in. So there's different ways to win a game. It's not about nice tippy-tappy football and non-contact. The players thrive. Some players thrive on contact and get in about it. That's a British style game, and it's known for that throughout Europe. It's not always the most skillful, but it's only the best survive, only the strongest survive. And if you want to survive at our club, then you need to have the right attitude and application. And too many the players come into our club, haven't they? They're folded under the expectation or the weight of the jersey or, the crowd, everything. You've got to embrace it. You've got to have that character, as Jock Wallace famously says. And he's right. I mean, we're no daft. We've followed our team for decades. We know a good player when we see it. We know a good team when we see it. But it's just trying to knit all the pieces together. And that's where it comes down to recruitment with the manager and give him the tools to do the job.
Aye. I think the manager will be supported. I think he will be supported, and it's between him and all his staff about getting these people right. Well, it's not going to work out for every player you sign, Robert. Let's be honest. and then he can chip in, but our hit rate's going to be better than what it's been, not just this summer, in previous windows as well, isn't it?
Aye, 100%, mate. And as I've said in many shows previously, for me, it boils down to the whole recruitment setup, your scouting system. Obviously, the guy that signs it off at the end of it. There's been various directors of football who have had a list of hits and a list of misses, and normally the miss list is longer than the hit list, but that is football. That is football. People just don't cope, as AK says, with the pressure, the atmosphere, the intensity, the robustness. So there's a lot of factors to play in, but you've got to start getting hitters. I'm not saying that you sign 4 and they have to all be hitting the ground running, but if 2 or 3 out of the 4 come in and are hits, then it's a better success than what we've had of late. So again, we'll watch the space, we'll see who comes in. What I liked about one of his comments when he said that, his answer to that was they might add on an extra few million. Sounds like we're certainly going to be buying and not loaning in January.
Thank you.
Well, going with our conversation the last time I was on, Rob, it's down to Kavanagh and how he sees it. He might see an opportunity there now that they might free up more money than what they intended, rather than just, like compromise our position in the league and just accept that we're not going to be winning much this year. But all of a sudden we're right in contention again, and he might feel that the risk is worth the reward at the end of the day. Let's hope so, from your point of view. But he's got to balance the books. He can't come in and throw 10, 20 million at players all the time, because we've got to get that wage bill doing again, because of the amount of dross that we have bought and they're not contributing. We've got to get players off the book. So it'll be interesting to see what sort of funds is available, if any. Let's hope so. And what sort of acquisitions he brings in, and what areas of the team that he brings in. I mean, I'm sure he's got his own idea of a player that will improve the team and the market to go to. I mean, the guy Stig, whatever his name is, that he'll be looking at Scandinavian
We'll
market.
just call him the Stig, yeah?
The Stig guy, that's that's a good shout. So he'll be looking at the Scandinavian market. You would like to think that Rowe have had the German market. He'll know some players there, and then you can't ignore what's on our doorstep in the Scottish market. Maybe there's players within our opponents where he's went. He could do a job for me. That boy. He might not be the big name or the big signing, but if he comes in and does a job, I'm all for that. Walter done it for years. A lot of the managers that have done it for years, where they just go and cherry pick certain players who you didn't think would fit into the team, but they do.
Aye. Didn't have to deal much with transfer windows his first time in Walter. Right, before we bring in hopefully some callers, let's hear Southside Super 6. Hi, and welcome to Southside Super 6 for Saturday the 20th of December. These teams have all to win. Doncaster, Bournemouth, Leyton Orient, Burwell, Hull and Swindon. Take all 6 selections, it pays 45 to win. Merry Christmas. Thanks for all the contributions to Southside Super 6 over the year. $45-1, AK.
Oh yeah, dancer. Or will it be beans and toast for Christmas dinner?
If you put £10 on that, God, the previous form, what will return, Robert?
0. Form can change.
got to change at some point. Got to change at some point. Good luck, big man. Good luck, big man. Yeah.
Ox, can I ask you a question, mate?
Yes, mate. Carry on.
AK, it's just kind of touched on what you said there as well, mate. Obviously, we all hope that Kavanagh can put some money into January. We know it's a tough window. To be devil's advocate, do you think he'll see that we're getting results and he'll maybe not be putting as much in as he thought because Danny Rul's getting wins and we're getting up the table with this group of squad? Or do you think he will go, there is a chance there, and put money to get further?
Let's be extreme, right? Let's be extreme, right? There's two scenarios. You win every game between now and the windy, or you lose every game between now and the windy. I think he spends more money if we win every game, because you're in a different place of where you can go and what you can get and what the rewards can be. AK.
That's a very shrewd sentence you just put out there, Oxai. I would say you're right. I would say you're right. I would say that if we put 9 points on the board before we face them, we are putting ourselves right in the position. It doesn't matter what they do, but we're right on the tails of Hearts, and we've put a marker down against Hearts that we're right there. So if we manage to do that, then I think Kavanagh could get a wee bit excited to say, hey, there's a chance that we might win this title here. But on the other side of the coin, if we don't, if we're only putting 2 points on the board and they stretch away further, then I think he's going to keep his money in his back pocket and maybe just bring in a couple of loans or something.
Anyway, we'll be joined by Bob Ger. Evening, Bob Ger.
Good evening, everyone. How are we all this fine Friday evening?
Hi, Bob.
All the better.
All right, aye. Yeah, absolutely, Ox. Nice to be here as usual. Well, here we are. 1 day to go to Sunday, and I'm really, really looking forward to this. We've been on the course at this Tynecastle many times, and I'm not going to say there's no reason. There is a reason. I know about the Earth team. I think we can go by. I'll take a bridge man on Sunday, any day of the week, and I think we're capable of that. I listened to Mr. Roll today. I thought his press conference was good. This is his biggest period, testing period coming up as Rangers manager, and we'll all see what he's made of. And yeah, let's hope we can get a good result Sunday. I'm sure you'll all agree.
Young Robert.
Evening, Bob, Ger. As you said, mate, it's
Evening,
a massive
Robert.
opportunity, massive chance, mate. It will be a tough game. We know what it's like at Tynecastle, but certainly we could take a lot of positives from the league form we've had of late. I mean, 6 wins out of 8 is no bad return. So we've just got to go and keep that consistency. As you said, mate, it is a big, massive period, a testing period for not just the players, but for Danny Rule himself. Us as supporters, we've been through many seasons at a December period, and we know that a lot of fixtures and a lot of games can swing back and forth and predict a league table, or at least sit out a league table going into the second half of the season. So, look, it's back into our hands in a way. We're not out it. We never have been out it. So we've just got to go and get the wins between here and in January. That's the kind of the first step to kind of see out this year, get the reinforcements in, and then we'll see where we are at the turn of the year. And you never know what position we'll be in, that we might still be hunting, or we could be the hunted.
AK.
Hi, good evening, Bob. Listen, I'm in
Evening,
the same boat as I'm in the same boat as Rob. We go there with a wee bit of optimism, and quite rightly so. The last 8 games under Rowe has gave us that optimism. We've put the points on the board. Hearts have lost more points in the last 5 games than they did the first 10. You know, Aberdeen rocked them, they beat them, and they were pretty much rock bottom at the bottom of the table. They've came with a wee run after that. Motherwell and Kilmarnock have been to Tynecastle and held them and took points off them. So this is all about asking questions now, and do you have the bottle to see this through? It's all very well getting off to a great start the way Hearts did this season, but Aberdeen proved last season. Things can capitulate very quickly if you don't get a run of results, and it's all about putting pressure on your opponents when and if you get the opportunity, and this is an opportunity. And with them, implosion happening across the city, it's there. Even though as bad as what we've been, it's there, but it's all about results, Bob.
See, usually at this time of year, I've seen it in recent years. We've all seen it in recent years, obviously. That the league championship is gone or nearly gone, and you knew in your heart of heart that you weren't going to win it. No, this year, I'd say the trend's reversed. I've said it to you in recent weeks. I don't know if you remember me saying it on the show. We're not out of this league title race with a long shot. I win here on Sunday. We're right back in the mix, right there. As you said, what's happening across the city, well, that's their problem. I've not come on here to discuss them. I never do. But it's up to Rangers on Sunday to go and bet the bull over the horns, as they say, and get a big result. A really good morale boosting result for us, and then taking it on to the next step again. So this league is winnable for the Rangers squad. You don't know what they're going to get in the new year. It's all speculation. We don't know how much money they've got, how much money they'll spend, what kind of quality players they'll bring in. It's all due to speculation at the moment. But this league championship is there to be won. So we're in a good place, and let's make it a better place than Sunday, Jers.
Yeah, I agree with him. I think it's in my own hands. It's actually in my own hands. We've got to play Hearts 3 times, so we could take them. We've got to play that mob 3 times. Our destiny to win the league is in my own hands, and it didn't feel like that at one point ever when the previous manager was there, as bad as it seems. Anyway, we'll be joined by Billy. Evening, Billy boy.
Good evening, fellas. How we doing? He's okay.
Hey, Billy.
Evening, Billy.
Hey, Billy.
Well, I had to read out the Southside Super 6, Billy, but I'm getting to it.
I just got to tail end of that, mate. I never even took a pen and a bit of paper down because I was making my roasted cheese. I had more important things to worry about.
So, what are you saying there? You don't even write it down anywhere? Is that what you're saying?
Right. As Arthur Montford used to say, disaster for Scotland.
What's on your mind, Billy?
I just jumped on the social media feeds there, right? And I just asked them a wee question. I just want to ask your thoughts on it as well. Regarding Tav Sunday. Would you start him or would you no?
On form, Tav's no. I don't even know if his form makes the bench, mate. Yeah, I think he's been atrocious the last few games. But I think would I start him? I'll come back to you after Robert.
It's your turn on that fence, Socks. I'm off it. Max Aaron starts on Sunday for me, Billy.
Right. So you wouldn't start Tavernier then?
No.
Right. What's your... Why would you not start him?
Take that toasted cheese out your mouth, Billy. We cannot hear you. Carry on, Robert.
My rationale, Billy, is you look at form, that's a part of it. But I think defensively, Hearts could impose ourselves and cause us some problems. So I think Max Aarons is currently doing a better defensive duty than Tavernier. Tavernier's been exploited the past few games. So for me, I would go with Max Aarons. We've brought him in to play games, so he's played the last couple of games. He's not going to get forward like Tavernier does, but what he does do is he kind of stays back and doesn't give them width, which they could harm us with. The boy Braga could exploit that space if Tavernier comes out and get into that kind of vacant fullback role, which then is a domino effect, pulling all your defence across. So for me, in a defensive kind of minded game, where we need to be assured at the back, Max Aarons for me.
What be yourself, okay?
I would say no, Billy. I don't trust Tav. I hadn't for a few years. See, for all his attributes that he's got going forward, with contributing with assists and goals, that's dried up. and he's now become a liability that we could all do without. I think Aarons is more solid as a defender. He doesn't offer what Tav does going forward, as Rob intimated there. But we just look a more solid back line with Aarons in it rather than Tav.
See, funny enough, I must have missed this Max Aarons being a tremendous defender. I must have missed it. I must have went for a pee or something when that happened in the games. Honestly, I've not seen it. Yeah. Mr. Fox thinks they'll both start. There you go. He thinks that, they'll both start. He thinks we'll play a. What's he put up? Let me just see. Let me just make sure I get his formation right. He thinks we'll play a 5-2-3. Yeah, with the 2 wing backs, obviously pushing on. But he thinks will be Aarons and Agoma, and Tav will play right centre back. There you go. Fox thinks the 2 of them will play. I'm not being flippant when I say this, Billy. I genuinely haven't noted Aarons to be a great defender. I haven't seen it, haven't noticed it. I think Tav's form has been poor. I get AK's point that his legs have gone. You know, to trust him, but I still think he's a better football player than Max Aarons. Bizarrely, even now. Bob, and then back to Billy. You can answer his own.
Hello.
There you go, Bob. Yeah.
Aye, it's a bit of a dilemma for me. I mean, Tav is your club captain. He's been over the course that many times. I'm with you there, Ox, that his distribution and stuff has been terrible, and he doesn't get back the same. The man's on the way out. Let's face it. So yeah, I would start with Aarons on Sunday. Or you could put Sterling out there, and you could put Tav inside him. I don't know if that would work, but that's kind of cutting your nose to spite your face. But no, at the right back position, I would start with Aarons on Sunday. I think they've been doing not too badly lately, laddie. And we've got to get forward at this team, so yeah, put them in.
I think one of my trouble is with Aarons, I've not liked him from day one, so you end up a downer on somebody you maybe don't give him a fair crack at it. I accept that Tav's his faults been atrocious, since he was at the team with that illness. He's come back in, he can't pass what? You even seen it in Monday night. I think he put the ball in the park twice. Billy, what's your rationale?
Well, if you want to go down the experienced road, then it's going to be a yes. But if you're going to go down the form road with legs, it's going to be a definite no. And to answer the main question, I wouldn't play him, right? And I'll tell you the reason I wouldn't play him, right? See the boy Hearts have got up front. Is it Kazarditis, the Greek boy? I think he would, if we play Tavernier, nae harm to the laddie, nae harm to James Tavernier for it, all the guys out there saying you're thing me blah blah blah. Tav, I'm trying to protect Tavernier here. I think if we played Tavernier and that guy Kazarditis, the Greek boy's playing it up 1-on-1 with him, he'll rip him. Kazarides, that's him. Aye. I think he would actually rip him, and I mean rip him a new one, because I watched that boy playing a few times, and he floats about from the left to the right, to the left to the right, and Derek McInnes, listen, he knows where the Rangers' weaknesses are. All the professional people, football players, etc., they all know where Rangers' weaknesses are, and at this moment in time, that's one of our weaknesses. And if I'm picking a weakness out in the Rangers team, and I'm only a punter, what's the professional circuit going to do? Especially with that Carditas. So I wouldn't play him on Sunday, unfortunately, because I'd be scared that boy will do me.
I'd be equally scared if somebody was a good player to do Aarons. That's the problem I've got, I don't see him being a fabulous choice. I'm not saying I would play Tav. I understand everything that everybody's saying. I think his form he's been poor. Even his in the cameos of some of the games, even his set pieces have been atrocious at times. But I just don't know. I'll be interested to see what he does. Mr. Fox could be right. The two of them could end up starting. If we had centre halves, and you're talking about physicality, and you're not playing him as the defensive mid. Sterling, Billy, yeah, Sterling at right back. Nobody's running away from him or annoying him, are they?
No, that's. I was just waiting when he's going to mention that. That's who I would play instead of Arns, mate. To be honest with you, I'd play Sterling there.
We're short in the middle, mate. We're really
I know,
short.
no, I get that, but I ken we're short in the middle, mate, and you know, but you've got to make sure you shut that back door, because you guaranteed troops as well as you know. Hearts will come out the traps front of the end supporters on Sunday, all guns blazing for the first 15-20 minutes. You know, and they could run out of tapios in the first 15-20 minutes, and we need to make sure that back door is locked, lock, stock and barrel type thing, and we don't let them in and try and kill the game, you know, and then try and pose our own football in the game. But I think that'll be crucial the first 20 minutes of the game. So I wouldn't play Tavernier and I wouldn't play Arns. I would play Big Sterling in there, because as you said, Ox, he's quick. He can go up and down. He's no fear to tackle. Is he 100% fit? No, probably no. But you'll get a good 60, 65, 70 minutes out of him. And then you could bring the likes of Arns on or Tavernier if you wanted, you know.
Do you know the funny thing is, we've talked about the three of them, and the three of them might be playing Robert.
Aye, they could be. As Fox said, they could have Taven at right centre back. The only kind of issue I would see with that, and I'll take Billy's point as well about Sterling at right back, is if you go the back five and you say it is Aarons, Tav, Sterling, Fernandes, Magoma. If Sterling doesn't do the 90 minutes, then either Enciala comes on or a midfielder comes on, and then we need to change the shape in the game, which I think could be very risky against Hearts. As Billy said, you'll see a weakness, and if we change shape, we could just lose all kind of cohesion and kind of solid back line, just changing that slight shape. Enciala would have to come in at centre half if Sterling's at right back. And again, that's another player you'd probably say hasn't played a lot of football. So there's two potential subs in your back line.
But what I'm going to say is, I mean, you've got to remember that, all right, we saw Hearts at Ibrox, and all right, we lost the game 2-0, but we know what kind of game it was. And this is a team that was doing, they were doing 3-0 against Motherwell at home. All right, they fought back and got a draw, I think. Yeah, but we're not playing Real Madrid in the Bernabeu.
No, not at all.
No, let's go out and win the game. But listen, traditionally, even poor Hearts teams are up their game and committees. I get that, Billy, yeah. And we've had better teams that have maybe struggled at times, yeah. You know, and no, but we've also went there and got some fabulous results. So hopefully it's the latter at the weekend, Billy, yeah.
Of course, mate. Of course. You know, you're spot on there regarding good and bad and indifferent Hearts teams, mate. You know, as I said, the first 20 minutes I think will be crucial. But if we can keep that door shut, or if we can come out the traps flying, you know, and nick a goal early, then that changes the full complex of the game. You know, I'm a fear to Hearts. Certainly no. Certainly no by any shape, fashion or form, guys. You know, so I'm no coming on here and saying, oh, listen, the Hearts have got to do this, etc., etc. I'm just a wee bit concerned with they've got their tails up, you know. I just hope the gaffer's got a wee plan up or a wee trick or two up his sleeve to try and nullify their danger men in their team, like, you know, because as I said, they will be right up for it, troops, you know. And that Greek dude, he's my danger man for me. Like, you know, we need to try and nullify him and take him right out of the equation, because they like to hit that thing with an all. He can drop. I've watched him on Ox, right? He's a clever player. He drops off, right? And he just, and it's as if he doesn't make a run, right? And he just sneaks through the opposite side of the fullback. And what Hearts, they just wait for him going into that space and they hit you on diagonal ball. They fire that diagonal ball at the top. And I think if you played Tav in that position, you know, how many times did Celtic play that very same pass with Maeda and they caught us out in big games, you know. They had Tavernier turning, you know. So that's my concern, matey. But am I fear to Hearts? No, certainly not, you know. Certainly not.
No. And by the way, I'm not defending Tav's performances this season. You know, I'm not saying he's playing well at all. You know, I'm not saying that at all.
No, listen, Naney is we're being honest with our critique about all our players. We've spoke about it all season. we've said it often enough. Are we playing well? No, but we're getting results. I just think that the tweaks that Danny Rose made this year has just been just wee slight ones, but effective to make us a wee bit harder to play through. See, earlier in the season, you will notice your John Suter or Cornelius or whatever, they were carrying the ball into the midfield, leaving their position, and then we were that high line up the park. It was just becoming a ball at the top. It was a sprint to it, and then we were losing stupid goals. How many times did that happen early in the season? We were so easy to pick off. Danny Rowe, I think, has just told the defence, listen, use that back 10, 15, 20 yards, midfield, shut off the lines, forwards, you know, link up play, wingers look to kind of join the attack. Just make us a wee bit more solid as a unit, and it's effective. We've not lost anywhere near as daft goals as we did earlier in the season, and we're not scoring a great deal, as you've picked up a few times already, Billy, this year. But we're winning, and that is the key thing. So you're making this it's hard to beat. I would be flooding that midfield. I would be keeping a solid back four and just look to frustrate Hearts, and then let wee Mikey Moore do some magic. And if it's Miovski or Chermiti or Danilo or Curtis up front, you try and get the ball up to them as quick as you can. It sticks up there, and then let the midfielders join in. But that midfield is key. I think Cammy Devlin and Kizaridis and guys of that out in the midfield, Claudia Braga. You've got to keep on top of them. You've got to keep on top of Shanklin, and don't let them pick any holes in our defence. Frustrate them and come away with a 1-0. That'll do me, pal.
What I will say is we're not conceding goals, and it's pretty simple for me because we're no with the tweaks that he's done. I mean, we're not giving away all the chances we were. Some of the games we watched, it was embarrassing if you think back. I mean, obviously we got the tanking in Bruges, but we all knew it was coming because we'd watched it. Panathinaikos at home, everybody, even domestically, everybody was getting stacks and stacks of chances against us. That's when we knew that Russell Martin was at his depth. When you were watching that, even right back for the first competitive game, right back to the first friendly, the amount of chances you were always going to concede goals. When you played like that, it's mental football. Robert?
It certainly was, mate. It was, and as you said, we could all see it early doors, even pre-season, first couple of games in the league as well, and you never saw any changes or improvements. It was, that's the single plan, stick to it, it'll come off, and it wasn't. We were just shooting ourselves in the foot. There's a lot of goals that we have given away so cheaply because of individual errors, but during that period of time in particular, it's because of what they were told to do and how they were playing the ball right at the edge of the box, hospital passes, etc. So these slight tweaks that he's done, as Akey's already touched on, doesn't always look effective watching the game. But when you look at it, goals conceded and chances given up compared to what it was, that's the improvement. And you can only build from the back and go forward. So it's clear to see, mate, we've only conceded 4 goals in the league in those 8 games with the clean sheets as well we've had. So he's shored it up, but it also comes down to individuals not making silly mistakes. Fernandez, I mean, we've seen him a few times already, tries to dribble it out the park, up the middle of the park. That's kind of a bit of a fear factor at times, I'll be honest, because he doesn't always look in control of the ball. But if that's what he's got something he's locked to do, then do it. But do it at the right times, do it in the right games, in the right moments. Otherwise, you are going to be exploited, and teams will start to pick you off again. But from what we've done so far, slight tweaks have made slight improvements, and certainly the improvements we've got are getting us wins, as Akey said. And now we're in this chance of closing even more gaps.
Aye. Probably the chances we were getting away was mental, wasn't it? Mental.
It's some of the schoolboy stuff, mate. That's what's frustrating. The life out of guys like ourselves, you know, you're talking about professional football players making schoolboy errors. You know, all right, listen, everybody's no bulletproof. You understand that. You're not going to have a brilliant game every game you can play, but surely as a professional footballer, concentration and you've got to do the basics right, you know. But some of the goals we're conceding, getting caught in the wrong side, you know, facing the wrong way, you know, letting guys run off. It's incredible, some of the cheap goals we're losing. You know, giving the ball away in stupid areas, you know. A blind pass, or it's just no composure on the ball and they just hit it the way they're facing, like, you know, that's the frustrating thing, you know, and that you can't do that. You maybe get away with it at a professional level doing the leagues to a certain point, right? But even there you'll get punished. But if you're doing the mistakes, the schoolboy errors at Glasgow Rangers, you know, especially, well, we've seen it all for ourselves in Europe, you know, how much the good teams punished you because we were getting away with it week in, week out, you know. And then I said that a million times. I know. I went like, we've got to get caught here, and we come up against a right good team. We've got to take a down, and we got found out. I could see it coming, you know. Just another wee quick, you know. I don't know what your thoughts are on this one. I know we're no the Ternity loyal, but if it was a toss up between Asgard and Danilo playing in that position as the main figurehead striker, who would you go for?
Well, Asgard's done it once, then Danilo was a striker. Asgard or Danilo? Oh dear. Thanks very much, Billy. Danilo, AK.
Would you rather stab me or punch me?
Or stab you?
That's what we're up against now, but that's the kind of decisions the manager's got. But you know,
I tell you, Billy, I'd rather have Finlay Curtis up there than the two of them.
Well, that's his natural position, isn't it?
I know.
Aye. Young Finlay's got a bit of learning to do. I think we even seen that on Monday night. Yeah, just the pace of the game, and obviously we've blown because he's not played for months.
No.
This is the trouble, isn't it? When you're sitting on that bench, you're not getting on in that, and all of a sudden, next thing you know, you've not kicked a ball in 6 weeks. And it's funny they go on about match fitness, and then they don't seem to think about that. You know, and then you've not got any B teams or reserve football to give somebody a game that's not played at the weekend. So, aye, young Finlay, I think I like his attitude. He's bulked up. I don't think he's the quickest, but he definitely. I think he's got a knack of making things happen round about the box. And when if you've got a knack round about the box, sometimes you don't need to be the best player. All of a sudden you start scoring goals, and you're looked at so much differently, Robert, if you score goals. Robert, then older Robert, Bob's when you go, Robert.
Aye, certainly, mate. Of course you will. As soon as you start getting on the score sheet, your name's mentioned and around about everywhere. So we can see that Finlay Curtis has got some ability. He's got a talent there. And as you said, he's been out the picture for a while, so it's hard to come into these games. But he's done himself no harm with his performances. Even in the Europe game away in defeat, he get 2 good balls in out wide. He got a shot away as well. I don't think he'll start on Sunday, personally. I think he'll be on the bench, but I dare say he'll come on for some minutes. But he's a different option. He's not the quickest, but he's brave enough to take the ball, take men on, create something. Maybe something that we'll see over time, improve and build up on. But he's got it in his locker, mate, but I don't see him starting. And to answer Billy's question quickly, out of they two, mate, wow. I'd go with Danilo. As much as I say he's not a natural lone striker, he's the more likely to get you a goal out of they two.
Me, you go,
Bobja. When you go, Bobja.
Oh, dilemmas there, eh? See, this Hertz team, that's the best team they've had since they got done out of the league in 1986, was it? and they're going to come at you. They're going to try and pile as much pressure. They've got good players at the front, but not. If we get it organised, get it right. Basically, what you're saying is we've got a problem at right back. I've discussed that. I would go here, get it right, get the back four right, get the front three right. I would go with I would start with young Curtis. I would, and then I would bring Asgard on because I believe there's a player in there. He's known the Norwegian squad for nothing, the boy. And he only showed it once for us against Dundee United, but I do believe there's a good player in there. And he can settle things down for us in the middle of the park. So it's all our spots and maybe we'll just have to take it into the game now and see how we go on, boys. It's going to be tough. They're all saying, it's going to be tough for Rangers, but it's going to be tough for Hearts and all. So I think the Hearts come away with a 2-1 win. There you
go. I hope you're right, Bob. But one of the reasons when they play Asgard is because it's at Tynecastle and because it's a tight pitch and people are on you quick. He doesn't seem to be able to handle that, in my opinion, Billy. He seems to want a lot of time.
Aye, he does. He does. That's what could be the problem with the boy. But everybody can see he's got ability, And as Bob just said, you didn't play with Norway if you're no good enough. You know what I mean? That's as simple as that. Is he turning it on for the Rangers? No, he's no. I was raving about him at the start of the season. And, he's really disappointed me so far in his tenure at Rangers. But I think he's maybe struggling to get up to the speed of the game up here, Ox. That's the only thing I can put my finger on. But you're right, he wants too much time on the ball, and he's not going to get that time on the ball. So he needs to learn that his wee fancy flicks and tricks and things, it's not going to come off in the areas he's wanting. Dairy wee fancy flicks and tricks, let him do the wee fancy tricks and flicks inside the penalty box and let somebody clatter him and bring him down. But all these wee tricks he's trying to do here, there and everywhere, that's you'll not get away with that in Scotland, no chance. You know what I mean? There's players come up here for years and tried do things and never got away with it. So until he grasps the pace of the game in Scotland, when he does anyway, I think he'll start to kick on Asgard.
Aye, well, I think you've got to have the attitude in your head, AK. That's got to be there as well.
Attitude and application, Ox. We've said it many a time, but there's been better players than Asgard has struggled. Billy's right in that context. When you remember Tillman when he first came, didn't think much of a player there. He was throwing himself to the ground, and Czerny was the same, dummy out the pram. He was fighting with the crowd at Hibs, but Clement put the arm round him, got his head right. You expect these clatters, and it's Ronaldo was the same at Man United. You've got to accept these clatters. It's part of it, but it's how you dust yourself down and then come back again. The best players all do that because they've got it in them to do it. Does that boy have ability? Aye, of course he does, because we've all said already, you don't play with Norway if you're not a decent player. So the boy will be going to the World Cup, but he needs to prove it in our jersey. That's what we're looking for. And I'm with you, Billy. I thought he was going to be a star in Scottish football, but if there's an ingredient in his makeup that isn't 100%, it's showing up now. So he needs to grow a set, get a bit of heart and roll the sleeves up and come back again. And that's what makes you a Rangers player.
Aye, these people are never available for their work. You have to look at them and see and judge them, Robert.
That's enough.
I think I've been quite nice tonight.
No, you're right, Ox. You do. Asgard's a frustration. I think we can all see it, that he's got that natural ability and talent to give us something creative. He showed it at his previous clubs. Or it's a different league and setup up here, but as the guys have already touched on, he's got that ability. He plays in international football. He's got 4 goals one of his last appearances at Norway, so he knows where the net is. I just don't think we've found out where on the pitch his best position in our current squad is, because he's played a number of positions. He's played as the the 10. He's played wide. He's played a game up front. I don't know if we've found out where he works best in what position and who works best around him.
All right, mate. All right, and then, to be fair, when you're if you like, a ball player and the team's not playing well, sometimes they don't shine. And I don't think the boy's going in to do the dirty stuff side of the game. It's not his game.
No.
Anyway, we've reached that time of the evening. Last word for your good self, Bob Jar.
Oh, thanks for the discussion tonight, lads. Absolutely brilliant. Great. Well, here we go into a really tough cookie on Sunday. We'll see how we go on. But as you say, Ox, it's not a course we've not been over. We've not been over 100 times. We know exactly what to expect at this Tynecastle. A tough game. There'll be a few yellow cares playing about, no doubt. But I think it's all down to saying, acquire yourself, Rangers, and we can get a result. I'm sure we can. So, thanks for having me again. Good luck on Sunday, Rangers, and I'll hear please, or I don't know, maybe Sunday or Monday. All right.
Cheers, mate. Cheers, Bob Jar.
No worries, boys.
Thanks for taking my call, Ox. Just thought, as I said, I just thought I'd come on there and throw a couple of questions into the mix-up just for a carry on. I'm looking forward to the game now on Sunday, mate. I'm going to give my prediction 2-1 to Rangers and a brace for Mikey Moore. There you go. That's my prediction.
All right. I think it would be actually good for the team if Dimitri could get a brace, mate. We 1-2-1, yeah?
The only brace he'll get will be in his teeth.
Oh, you might be right there, mate. You might be right. AK.
Oh, thanks to yourself and Rob on the show, the Takey team in the background, the calls for coming in. We look forward to Sunday now. Opportunity in Ox. Let's roll.
You mean that most sincerely, folks?
Of course.
All right. Robert.
Cheers for having me on, mate. Good to be on with yourself and AK. Good show, good discussion. Looking forward to Sunday. It's got a big feel to the game because of what's at stake. So let's go up there, take it to Hearts, come back with the 3 points, and let's not be on the heels. Let's be on their toes.
Here, mate. Here. Thanks to Bob, John, and Billy for joining us. Robert and AK for doing the show, particularly AK, who has done the best of weeks, health-wise, mate. So thanks for him to take the time to join us tonight. Thanks to Southside for sending his Super 6 when he's out gallivanting tonight. Thanks to Fox and Old School Blue for doing the technicals. Rangers Radio will be back at 12:30 as we build up to a Rangers victory. Yes, a Rangers victory at Tynecastle. Take it away, Old School Blue.